This is how I prepare 5 different doughs from the scalings, mixing, and rolling out and into the cooler phase. Nothing I do happens all at one time. That's why my videos are educational. They're not meant to give you a finished product every time because I don't work that way. Professionals don't work that way. We scale out all of the formulas we need and keep them stored properly, whether that's on a speed rack or in the cooler. When it's go time, we pull each one out in the order that makes sense, and we use the same bowl and mixing paddle without washing in between to save time. I started with a sugar cookie recipe because it's the lightest in color. And then I switched to 4 gingerbread recipes. The gingerbread house, person, dark brown, and flexible gingerbread were all mixed one after the other and stored in a parchment on another counter. I always clean in between, and these are my doughs. This process is very informative because you get to touch and feel each dough and compare, because afterwards I go back and look at all of the percentages. That's a very dry sugar cookie dough. It only has butter in it and no brown sugar or molasses to soften it like the gingerbread. It also has great flavor. The gingerbread house dough has just shortening, no butter, because it's used as a house. Why would you waste the cost of butter on something nobody is going to eat? It also has a lot less molasses because it needs to bake firm so that it can hold up and hold its shape as a house, which actually holds quite a bit of weight when you start to add icing and decorations. The gingerbread person dough has a lot more molasses, so it has more flavor, it has butter, it's a little bit softer, and the baking soda gives it a little bit of puff. The dark brown gingerbread has the most molasses, just shortening, and less sugar, which is softening. The flexible dough has no molasses, it just has honey, and it uses pastry flour, not AP, like the other cookies. I use parchment in between each disc I've rolled out. I stack them and refrigerate them overnight wrapped in a bag so they don't dry out, but they do what they need to do, hydration and relaxation wise. Once they're firm, I'm going to cut them out and freeze them. Then I'll consolidate them and I'll be able to bake them as needed. Situation is under control.